This is Vaughan Real Estate Market update for February 2026 using the Jan 2026 data. The headline is simple. Buyers have more choice and more leverage. Now that creates opportunities, but only if you understand the numbers and the market data. The market has fundamentally shifted. The seller's market we were used to is long gone. Well, at least for now. Buyers have options and time. Seller needs a better strategy when it comes to pricing and stronger preparation to present the home in the best light possible. Whatever worked 2 years ago does not work today. Here's a snapshot of Vaughan's market across all home types. We had 146 total sales. There are 886 active listings in the market right now. The average price of the home sits just above the $1 million mark, and the median price, where most of the homes do sell, it's around the $1,071,000 mark. The homes are taking a bit longer to sell at about 49 days on average. There is about a 5.4 months of inventory of homes to sell in the city, and the sales to new listing ratio is about 31.6%. All this data, especially the months of inventory and the sales to new listing ratio, puts Vaughan firmly in a buyer's market. So what is a buyer's market? The buyer's market happens when supply exceeds demand. There are more homes for sale than active buyers. That means less competition, no bidding wars, and more negotiation. Prices face pressure, especially on homes that are overpriced or poorly presented. Simply put, the power has shifted towards the buyers. Now let's break down the sales by home types in the city. Let's start with detached homes. In January, there were 64 sales with an average price of around $1.41 million. And the median price at around $1.335 million. Overall, the detached home prices are down 8% year over year. Now, turnkey homes that are well presented still sell, but only when priced correctly. Overpriced homes or those needing major work are sitting longer in the market and selling for way less. The first 30 days on market matter more than ever. Now let's move on to semi-detached homes. These homes are a smaller segment, but the demand remains pretty steady. The average price is just over $1 million. And it takes about 30 days on the market to sell a semi-detached. Now the segment continues to attract buyers who want the space but are priced out of the detached homes. It's a solid middle ground with less competition. Now let's move on to townhomes. Townhomes show a clear split between the freehold townhomes and the condo townhomes. The freehold townhomes average around $1.09 million and take longer to sell. The condo townhomes average around $772K with slightly faster sales time. Now between the two classes, the freehold and the condo townhomes, there's a price gap of about $315K. Now the buyers here are very value focused and very select. And now the condo apartments. The condos have seen the largest price correction of all segments in GTA. The average price in Vaughan is around $540,000, which is down nearly 13% year over year. This is the most affordable entry point into Vaughan and the GTA. Negotiating power is the strongest here, especially for the first-time home buyers and investors. Now, Vaughan is a part of the overall GTA market, so we're going to try to compare the two as well. Now, compared to the GTA, Vaughan still carries a price premium of about $51,000 on average. Now, that reflects the location, infrastructure, amenities, but market conditions are quite similar throughout the GTA, including Vaughan. Both are buyer-friendly with healthy inventory levels. Looking at the year-over-year price trends for GTA and the Vaughan market, you can see that the prices have softened across all property types. Condos have experienced the biggest adjustment. Semi-detached homes have been the most resilient. This is not a crash. This is just a correction towards a more balanced market. Before we carry on, let's step back and look at how the market actually behaves when we head into the spring market, starting usually in late February. This chart shows monthly home sales compared to the previous 3 years. Winter is always the slowest time of the year, as you can see toward the trends here in November, December, and even in January. As we move into February and March, activity and sales usually start to rise, as you can see right over here. It usually peaks in about April before it drops off towards June again. March through June has historically been the busiest real estate market. In 2026, sales are starting lower than the past spring peaks. However, the seasonal patterns are still there. So the same sales pattern should repeat going into the spring market. More buyers typically come back as we head into the spring market. Now let's have a look at the TREB sales to new listings ratio chart. This chart shows demand compared to supply. The sales to new listing ratio usually increases as we move into spring. As you can see, in 2026, we're still firmly in the buyer's market. Supply remains healthy. Demand is improving, but it is controlled. That means more buyer activity, but without the frenzy as we head into the spring market. Based on the patterns in these two charts, you can see that every year the market follows a similar seasonal pattern. Winter is quieter, more cautious. Spring brings more confidence and more movement. But what's different this year? Well, this year, with the increased inventory, the buyers are more selective. Sellers need strong pricing and a clear plan to sell the home. Now, this is a market where smart decisions matter more than rushing to the market. Now, let's head back to the market update. Talk about the mortgage rates. The Bank of Canada rate is 2.25%, but the actual mortgage rates are quite elevated when you compare them to what we saw back in 2020, 21, 22. Fixed rates have dropped, but it's still between 3.8 to 4.3%, depending on your credit, income level, the mortgage product type, and the lender discretion on the rates. Buyers are now more payment focused and very cautious. Financing can also take longer, which also contributes to longer days in the market for some homes. But for buyers, this market offers real advantages such as more choice, less competition, better negotiating power for better terms, and time for proper due diligence. This is a market where the patience really pays off if the buyers take the time. So what can the sellers expect in this market? Now, for starters, your strategy matters more than ever. Your home's condition, the home's presentation matters a lot because buyers have choices. A home that's mispriced can sit on the market too long and sell for way less. Your pricing must reflect today's market and not past headlines or your emotional logic. And do expect tougher and longer negotiations as part of an offer process. And buyers and sellers both win in this current market. For the buyers, they should focus on value, not hype. They should negotiate confidently. They should use all the conditions wisely and have your financing in place before even putting an offer on a property. And for the sellers, they need to price to the market, prepare the property to show it really well, and have a clear plan with clear direction to pivot needed. Data-driven decisions still win in this market for both sides. Now, market data is helpful. However, each situation, including yours, is quite unique. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, the strategy really matters. If you are looking for clear, actionable advice that's based on the current market data, that is tailored to your goals, and it comes with no pressure, please give me a call or text me at 416-830-8305, or you can book a free 30-minute strategy call with me. The link is in the video description. I'll see you in the next one.